Welcome to our Qigong class. And I invite you to have a seat, or if you prefer to stand, but just find a relaxed place and begin to take a deep breath. And then take a couple more. This is all you have to do here is breathe. Notice. And let's have the Taoist inner smile. Sense the earth beneath you. Sense the sky above you. And sense everything in between. You are a conduit of energy. The yin flows up, bathing you with wisdom, nurturing energy, health. And the yang, the sky, flows down, bathing you with blessings. But imagine your whole body softening. Your pores relax, skin softens. And I invite you to breathe in the present moment. Knowing that this hour is for you, self-care, to calm the mind, gently stretch the body. Deep breathing calms our nervous system, and propels lymph, and so healthy for us. And wherever you are, sense your alignment and bring your awareness to your spine. Maybe look at your tailbone and then imagine the sacrum, the lumbar spine. You can touch if you like. And then the thoracic spine, holding the ribs. And then your neck. Maybe drop the chin slightly, feel a little stretch. And imagine pillows of air in between your vertebrae. And let's breathe in and puff them up. Keeping the length with the exhale, you can sigh or smile, relax, release. And then let's take a conscious breath, sensing the body expanding and contracting. Relaxing your face, closing the eyes. What do you see? Maybe squeeze your eyes shut tight. What do you see? The colors change. There might be patterns. Relaxing the eyes. And then let's imagine our third eye opening. Feel your forehead softening and broadening. Feel your eyes relaxing, connecting to our extrasensory perception and our intuition. And if it was light, let's breathe it in and bathe your mind with your intuition. The mind and your intuition become one. They listen to each other. Smile to the crown of your head. Let's open the byway, the point of celestial convergence, which is right about the crown. And then feel your head being drawn upwards. Feel the neck lengthening. Sense the shoulders heavy dropping. And smile as we welcome all the wisdom of the universe to flow into us. And then imagine the arches of your feet opening. The bubbling springs. Imagine you're on two little hot springs that are flowing up your body, bathing every cell with vitamins and minerals. And then smile to your heart. Take a breath of gratitude for all the nature that is around you. And if you're in a city, perhaps there's trees and parks and birds. And if you're out in the country, breathe in all the animals, your neighbors. One more deep breath. And I'm going to read a passage from 365 Tao, Daily Meditations by Dengming Tao. And this one is called Breath. You breathe. Frosting mountains white, exciting trees to verdant flame, dancing sparrows on your wing, swirling waves into long sighs. You breathe, and all things live. A central concept for Tao is breath. Without breath, there is no life. The complexity of this idea is great indeed. You breathe, that brings you oxygen. You breathe, that sustains you. You breathe, that regulates your heartbeat, feeds your brain, makes your blood red. Deeper still, you breathe, and the entire energy of your body is sustained and set into motion. When that field, so intimately tied to breathing, is integrated with your mind, you have the power of spirituality. Breath. Don't crassly think of it as mere gas. Just as we breathe, so too does the universe breathe. In fact, we can think of the entire medium of life as breath. When the world breathes, all things are sustained. Weather moves as it should. Plants grow as they should. Animals are made strong. The very forces of geology are set into motion. And together, a mighty field of energy is generated, a much larger version of what happens in your own body. Connected to that field is a universal mind. Do you want to know how spirituality works? Breathe. And let's take a deep breath. And we're going to practice a little breath in this relaxed state. And for your first breath, it's a noticing breath. Notice the length, the quality, how it makes you feel. And take note. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Doesn't matter. But we're going to do something today called square breathing or 4-count breathing. It's very simple. I love the accessibility of it, and it's very effective. And the concept is we inhale for 4 counts. We hold the breath, so it's like a square. We inhale for 4 counts. We hold the breath for 4 counts. We exhale for 4 counts, and we're empty for another 4 counts. And then we continue. So we'll be doing several of this 4-count breath. Let's take a deep breath together and exhale all till you're empty, and then we'll begin. And I'll count us for the first few. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and empty. 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. Control as you inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold and smile. 2, 3, 4, and let your whole body relax as you let the air go. 3, 4, and empty. 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Let it go. 2, 3. Find empty. 4, and be empty. 2, 3, 4. And then let's take a slow, deep breath. Notice if your breath is longer and fuller. And we'll do another round of 3 breaths, but this time I'm going to be quiet. I'd like you to find your count, and I'm going to lengthen mine. So let's just, when you're ready, take a slow, deep breath and count in your mind. Notice when you're full. That's 4. And when you're ready, go again. Maybe you can even slow it down. I'm beginning my last one. Relaxing. I love holding my breath. How are you finding empty? And can you be there? When you're finished, no rush. Take a slow, deep breath. Notice how your mind is. Notice the length and quality of the breath. And take another deep breath, smiling to yourself. Holding the breath produces some nitrous oxide and laughing gas, and it produces it in the brain. So it makes us a little happy. It gives us a little tiny buzz. Um, and then being at the bottom of the breath when you're empty, that's the Chinese call that the moment of immortality. I love that. I invite you to think about what that means for you. But holding the breath, I love to hold my breath. If I take a bath, I'll be practicing whale breathing or 4 count breathing, and I really like to get it. So I'm really only taking maybe 4 breaths a minute. Very healthy for us to do this. Okay, well, I hope that you feel good. Let's give ourselves a little shake, and let's stand up. We've been seated, so it's nice to stand up and just let your body sway side to side. Maybe roll the shoulders. Whatever movement feels good for your body, you can do what I'm doing. I'm just doing what feels good. Sensing my hips, checking out my knees, feeling my ankles and my feet. Thank you, joints. Maybe letting your elbows move a little bit, and then focusing on the wrists and the hands. Let's look around with our head, engaging our necks. Deep breath. And good. Let's take a full deep breath, sinking into the earth, gathering energy from earth, life, and heaven, and bathe ourselves with health as we start this new week. Bathe yourself with peace, and unconditional love. Let's begin to ring the temple bell, looking side to side, gently tapping your body. Slow, deep breath. Thank your spine. Notice where you're tapping and thank your body. Down at the pubis, I imagine I'm thanking my elimination organs and rising up to the sexual organs. And then a little further up, the digestive organs. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank your body. Tap your ribs. Move blood, move energy. Thank you, liver. Thank you, spleen, pancreas. Thank you, kidneys in the back. Deep breath for the kidneys. Let the hand in the back go up as high as it can, stimulating adrenal glands. Thank you. And then coming to the sternum. Thank you, thymus. Thank you, immune system. Deep breath. Smile to your heart. Thank you, heart. Thank you, lungs. And then shoulders. Thank you, shoulders. A little bit of intentional massage as we ring the temple bell. And then let's bring it back to awareness of the spine. Our spines are warmed up and look behind you. Let's do 3 more each side. And good. Let's return to tree. This is a great resting pose. Let all that movement integrate into your system. Notice what you feel in your body. And then with a deep breath, lengthen the spine. Feel yourself floating to heaven, but at the same time sinking into the earth, just like a tree. And then let's take 1 4-count breath. So you're going to count to yourself. And at the end of the breath, smile as you breathe into your mind. And let's do a couple ups and outs. So let the hands go out to the side, palms connect to the earth, reach down. Imagine water like the geyser flowing up. You can interlace the fingers at the heart. And then back up a little bit. And then let's push up, holding up heaven. Find that little arch as you gaze upwards. Not all the way up, just a little bit. And then unlace your arms and let's come out. Let's do that again. Imagine drawing love from the heart of Mother Earth through your body, bathing every organ, every cell with love. Imagine pushing away problems, pushing away the weight of the world. And then out. Let's do it again. What are you clearing? What are you cleansing? What don't you need? And then let's add on a little bit. So this is called climbing the ladder to heaven. It opens our ribs. It also compresses our ribs, depending on which side you're thinking about. It's a nice little side bend, stretches the waist, stretches those intercostal muscles. And then let's hold up heaven again. Deep breath in and out. Nurture yourself as you come up. Inhale and then exhale. Nice stretch for your body. And if you want, climb the ladder to heaven. And then let's make a gathering motion, gathering all the stars in the sky. And then let's bathe ourselves with starlight. The energy of trillions of stars flows into our bodies. Let it sink down into your feet. Relax your arms, relax your stomach, relax your hips and buttocks. Feel heavy. Imagine energy dripping off your fingertips. Let yourself drift. Find alignment. And find unconditional love for yourself. And then let's do a little shake, a little wiggle. I like to imagine I'm shaking old energy out of me. You can make sounds, slithering, letting go of irritation, frustration. We have a lot of bad drivers around here. I just like to shake all that off. Shocking. Oh, I did read an interesting article this weekend about how scientists have realized there is light around our body. There's light around all living things. And when we die, the light's not there. So they called it, it sounds like the new age aura. Funny. But now it's proven. That's good. These little photons. Let's go. Let's shake our photons. Let's like shake the area around our body. So wiggle your fingers and give yourself a little shake, shake, shake. Shake your aura, shake down the arms. Shake, shake. Moving energy. Shake it in your head. You can shake your head at the same time. And then shake it away. Kick it away. One deep breath. And then let's raise our arms up and throw away whatever you don't need. Rise up on your toes. Land on your heels. Let's do it 2 more times. Good for the bones. Feels good. Let's return to tree pose. Now, tree pose is also known as Wu Ji. Wu Ji means before anything. So we go to this place. It also means no thing, nothing, nothing. How can you clear your mind for a moment? Wu Ji. And if you like, bring it back to tree, sensing roots, sensing the draw upwards towards the sun. Feel your strong trunk. And let's breathe in the flexibility of the tree. It's good to be flexible in life as we raise our arms up. And we're going to do a little bamboo blowing in the breeze. A little bit more of a side bend than climbing up to heaven. So when we're flexible in our bodies, that's how we can stay youthful. When we're flexible in our hearts and minds, that's how we can stay happy. The flexibility to forgive is a huge one. And we are in the springtime. And in Chinese medicine, it's the season of the wood element or the tree. And nature asks us to look at trees and notice how they bend with the breeze. It's the season of the liver, which is the emotions associated with the liver can be anger, uh, lack of flexibility. And so we want to cultivate forgiveness and kindness. And then let's bring our arms down. Sway, still a side bend. And sometimes people can't lift their arms over their head. So how would you could bend down towards the earth. So it's another way of doing a side bend. Let's do 2 more each side. I'm going kind of fast, but you can slow it down. And let's imagine we slow it. Let's just slow it down for fun. So as we exhale, let's reach over. The inhale brings you back up. And exhale down. Inhale up. If you want more, you can bring your arm overhead. That stretches the triceps and biceps. I like to wiggle my fingers. I think it brings my awareness to the stretch in the hand and the forearm, the upper arm, shoulder. And let's do two more each side. Coordinate with the breath. Whatever feels best for you. And let's bring it down. Close your eyes, awareness on your spine. Deep breath. Where can you relax as you stand here? Notice your shoulders. Notice your face. Notice your belly. Can you soften the Buddha belly? Can you soften your buttocks? Can you soften the hands? And let's return to tree. We'll do our 3 points of focus, lengthening the spine, drawing the head back and chin down slightly. Another square breath or 4-count breath. And then let's breathe in kindness and forgiveness. Forgiving is probably one of the hardest things we experience as humans. And when we can, it's a blessing. It's, we hurt ourselves when we don't forgive. And then let's bring the energy of forgiveness that's in our arms. Let's bring it into our bellies and take a deep breath in. Forgive yourself, forgive others. And then let's go right into some flowing motion. Knees are bent and then palms up as we rise up. Turn the palms over and sink. From behind and underneath. And sink. Coordinating with the breath. We've been doing nice breath work, so the breath should be pretty slow. Find full, find empty. And there's many variations on this simple movement. I live here on the coast of California and I teach at the beach, and I sometimes do ocean breathing, and I'll show that to you right now. So we stretch our fingers behind as we inhale, and as we exhale, we come forward. And there's a slight curve in my spine, and my hands go in front. And then with the inhale, I draw the ocean, the healing energy of water through my body. And with the exhale, I draw impurities and chemicals out. I release them to the horizon. I like to find a little arch when I inhale. And then a little curl, tucking the tail, chin drops down, releasing. If you practice yoga and know ujjayi breathing, you can contract your throat a little bit and you can hear your breath. I don't think you can hear it through my mic with the exhale. It can be through the nose or the mouth. Let's do one more and let's add on to it with ocean breathing. And with conscious intention, we release. And then the fingertips become heavy. And imagine you're forming a wave of gentle, warm, healing water. And then we bathe ourselves with that warm, healing water. Let your body soften as it receives it. Let's inhale behind. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful wave of healing and love, whatever you need. And let it come into the mind, the neck and shoulders, into your core, bathing all your organs and bones down to the feet. Let's do two more. Breath is so useful and effective. Receiving, releasing. Breathing is really a Tai Chi. This time, let the energy flow all the way down to your feet and give it to the earth. Let's check our alignment. Toes forward, knees bent, tail down, belly relaxed. Bottom of From below the waist, there's a sinking, heavy sensation. And from above the waist, there's a rising, floating sensation. Imagine pillows of air between your vertebra. One more 4-count breath. And when you're ready, take a breath of gratitude for your body. And then sink into your knees. Let's go into an arch and fold. So we can, if your shoulders are compromised, keep your hands by your head. Otherwise, you can lift. Let's make fists, bring the fists together and gentle push as you bring in the fists into the navel. Gaze at your fists. Let's hold here. Let's tuck the chin, tuck your tail, relax your shoulders, widen shoulder blades. Find that nice big curl. Find a wiggle and wobble. Your hips might need a little movement. And then let's release, opening the temple gate. Push the gates open. And let's stay here for a moment. Let's stretch the hands. Can you stretch your pectoral muscles? Imagine pulling away from the heart into the shoulders, into the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingertips. Gaze upwards. Imagine you're being bathed with golden light. Breathe it in. And then let's make fists. Bring the fists towards the navel. Tuck your chin, tuck your belly. We're going to coordinate with the breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. With intention, clear away obstacles in your life. Push them aside. And bring in boundless opportunities. Find a little gentle squeeze with your fists. Find the bottom of your exhalation. Inhale, opening the temple gate. Exhale, folding. Now let's put on our X-ray vision. Imagine you can see your whole spine unfurling, those natural curves, space between the vertebra. And then again, tucking the chin, sensing the neck, then the thoracic spine, tucking your tail, finding that nice stretch of the spine. Let's do 3 more with your breath. not rushing, finding the top and bottom every time. Let's do one last one. And slow. And let's hold in this, like this. It seems like a natural place for a forward bend. So relax your arms and allow your body to move slowly into a forward bend, not thinking about how much you're going to stretch, just noticing where your body wants to stop. Relax your head, look at your thighs or your knees or between your legs. Relax your buttocks. Maybe wiggle your hips a little bit, create a little more space in that lower lumbar in the hips. And then relax. Wiggle your shoulders. Find more space in the shoulders, the upper back. And then relax. Let the crown of the head go to the earth. And then say yes with your head. And then say no. Maybe make a circle. And then the opposite way. A slow, deep breath. Let the weight of your head lengthen your neck. And then let's roll up. Let's bend the knees and think about your tailbone. Talking. Think about the sacrum and the lumbar coming up into the thoracic spine and finally your cervical spine. Let yourself sway, move. We've done a lot of waking up the spine, which creates more space in between the vertebra, more space in your spinal column for fluids to flow. Noticing how you feel. And then let's fortify ourselves. Let's bring in more energy. And let's actually rub our hands together a little bit. So I invite you to wiggle your toes and sense the earth beneath you, the yin energy, the earth energy. And then the sky above you, the heavens, the yang energy. And then a little more quickly. And I'm rubbing my hands right in front of my heart. That's where the yin and the yang meet. They do their lovely dance and form the yin yang symbol of harmony and balance, what we strive for our whole lives. And then let's do a little clap to activate. That activates the Lao Gong. Notice the tingling in your hands. Let's hold the hands in front of the heart. And let's play the accordion. This is also known as discovering Qi. But I like the imagery of the accordion because there's resistance as I pull apart, there's tension. And then as I squeeze, there's also resistance. I like to inhale as I pull apart and exhale. You can imagine you're holding your heart or the Tai Chi ball. I like to expand my heart open. And then I give it a gentle massage. As I inhale, I'm inviting more love and healing into my hands and into my heart. And with the exhale, I compress it in. Squeeze. Let's do 3 more. Expanding and contracting. Sometimes I like to close my eyes because I can really feel it. There's less distraction visually. But other times I gently look at the space in my hands. It's kind of a blurry gaze. non-focus. Let's hold this ball that we've been working with and notice if you sense anything. I like to give it a little micro squeeze release, micro squeeze, because I can feel the energy. I hate to waste a good energy ball. Let's lift this ball up to the top of the head. The crown of the head is open. And then we bathe ourselves with the energy of harmony and balance. Through the mind, the upper dantian, and then the middle dantian, our emotions and thoughts center. And then our lower dantian in our belly, our physical being. Let's gather more yin. So this is called gathering from earth and heaven. We draw the yin upwards. We reach out to nature, up to heaven. And we draw the yang downwards. Very nourishing. We're gathering from external forces, that fertile soil. So new thoughts, new ways of being can take root and flourish. You can invite the wisdom of your ancestors. I like to reach for the pure water deep in the earth, in the aquifers, bathe my body of toxins, chemicals, and reach out to the healing energy of the trees, the leaves, the bark, the teas, and the herbs, and bathe myself with nature's healings, nature medicine. Reach deep for the minerals in the earth, like the gold, the metals, the silver, the platinum, what we value, and we remind ourselves that we too are valuable. Let's reach for the sun. Sun represents youthful energy, life force, vitality, lots of energy. Reach deep into the heart of Mother Earth and draw up love and compassion for yourself. And as we reach up to the heavens, let's gather our beautiful moon. The hope in the night sky, the light. He represents wisdom, quiet, compassion. And let's do one more gathering from earth and heaven. And what do you need? By setting your intention, your mind is so powerful. And often it engages the universe. You're letting the universe know what it is you need. Putting energy in motion. Let's come back into tree. So sensing energy rising through you, descending down upon you. Where can you soften? Let's do our 3 points of focus. Lengthen the spine. Let's do one square breath. And with your next breath, breathe in optimal health. And then imagine you're embracing optimal health within your arms, all that energy. And then let's bring it right into the lower body, as if you're a sponge, you breathe it in. Let's gather from the 3 treasures again, earth, life, and heaven, form one more beam of light. Smile as you receive. Smile to all your muscles as they soften. And then give yourself a little shake. I'm going to invite you to come back to seated. Notice how you're feeling. All those deep breaths really good for me. Oh, I have to sit back further. If you have a water or a cup of tea nearby, I invite you to have a little sip. Noticing how you feel. And we're going to do some foot massage today. And if you don't want to, or you can't reach your feet, that's okay. You can do hand massage. The hand and the feet are very similar, you know. So I've got my cute little toe socks on. I love these toe socks. These are great. These are very healthy for your feet. Um, if you have feet issues, very, really good for cleanliness. But let's start by putting our thumbs right into the top of the arch. And you can just press this gently or not so gently. And this is the bubbling spring we were talking about, where we receive earth energy, earth medicine. And then begin to radiate out a little bit. That's nice. You can keep pressing with your thumbs down into the heel area. And out to the outer edges if you like. Coming onto the metatarsal and big bone, ball of your foot. And then give your toes a squeeze, just pulling, gently pulling. And then let's make a fist and come rub your arch. You can pound if you like, or you can rub. We're moving energy. We're actually stimulating a lot of acupressure points. The feet are a microsystem of the whole body. So you might notice a little pain, and I encourage you, if you notice where it is, and then go, look up reflexology charts or acupuncture charts, and you'll see what it's related to. And it's called remote healing if you want to stimulate. I like to pound on my heels because it's bone and calluses, so it's just easier to stimulate. And then let's come up to the top of the foot and rub the top of their toes. I like to pull them back and then push them forward. Oh, I love foot massage. I love it, especially if someone else does it for me. But this is pretty good. It's free. You could do it as you watch TV if you were so inclined, or you could rub your hands. I find it a little easier. I'm rubbing my ankle, getting energy, blood into those tendons and ligaments and bones. And then let's go up to the web spaces and squeeze. I like to put one finger on the front of the foot, the other, and the thumb on the back, and I'm squeezing. And then you do that with in between all the two toes, getting into those web spaces. And then let's start with our big toe. We're going to gently massage. If you might have arthritis in your feet. If you do, or if you have arthritis in your hands, you don't want to be too vigorous. You don't want to inflame. So it's you can just gently squeeze and pull off whatever feels good for you. I'm on my second toe and then my third toe, feeling the knuckles, feeling the fatty toes, bottoms of them. I'm on my second to littlest toe now. Just giving each toe a little love. And then let's squeeze the nail beds. So I'm going to start with the big toe. So I squeeze and release. Going on to the next toe, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And if you're doing your hands, you're doing the exact same thing. Let's come to the top of the toe. We have what's called the ting points. And so we squeeze. Now you might feel tenderness on the tops of the toes. Just notice you do or you don't. And then on either side of the nail bed, we're going to make a little snapping sound. So you go onto the edge of like a little snap. You can also make claw fingers and snap that way. But we do have acupressure points on either side of the nail bed. I'm on my second toe, just squeezing the sides of the nail bed and back out to the baby toe and giving the whole foot a gentle massage. Take a deep breath. Notice what your body's telling you, what needs to be rubbed. Our bodies are our best teachers. We just have to listen to them. The brain thinks it's in charge. But actually, I like to think of the brain as a big computer. It's really good for a lot of things, but it likes to be in control. And sometimes it tells us things that maybe aren't the best for us. So good to listen, notice your body, what it likes. Take a deep breath. Thank you, foot. Now, if you're barefoot, check out your feet. The foot I just rubbed, wow, it's all pink and happy. The other one's kind of bluish. But let's go on to the other foot. And start just by an overall rub. Notice what feels good. Oh, there was a story I used to read ages ago about the breath and the mind. And they had a meeting, and the mind was saying, I am much more important than you are. And the breath goes, oh, that's interesting. What makes you think that? It's like, well, because I create, I make buildings, I do art, I, make the world a magnificent place. I'm the brain, I'm the creative. And the breath goes, okay, well, I guess you're right. I'm not sure what to do about that, but I guess I'll leave because you don't need me. And so the mind kind of smiles. But then all of a sudden, the mind realizes it doesn't have oxygen and the body starts to not feel so good. And the brain quickly realized it's like, oh no, I'm not as important as I thought I was. And calls out to the breath, I need you. And kind of like what we read this morning, breath is life. So without the breath, the brain is really nothing. It'll die. So anyhow, little story. Let's rub I'm making a fist, rubbing into the arch. A little pounding on the heel, maybe on the sides. Radiate out from that arch. A little pokey. Use your thumbs. Coming up to the metatarsal, the ball of the foot. And there's all sorts of different techniques. Sometimes I'm just using my claw hands and it can get into those web spaces. So find your web spaces. And then let's rub the top of the foot. Get a nice stretch of the toes. Coming onto your ankles, your ankle. Deep breath. Thank you, foot. And then let's go to the big toe and give it a little twist and turn. And then moving on to the next toe. And let's take a finger, push on the top of each toe. Again, noticing if there's any discomfort or pain. And then let's do the ting points. We've done the tops. Let's go to the nail bed and pull, snap. I do 3. And then overall massage. The days I do foot massage, I feel really good. So you're going to feel good today. Thank you, amazing feet. All right. And you can look at your foot. Let's bring our awareness back into the present moment, taking a deep breath as you align yourself between earth and heaven. And let's do another 4 count or square breath of the same thing. And then notice your mind and smile to your mind. The mind thinks it's pretty special, but let's bathe it with the breath. The breath loves the mind. And let's breathe in a breath of gratitude for being able to take a deep breath. And begin to soften. We're going to end with a short meditation. Let's thank our brain for being organized and taking care of bodily functions so we don't have to think about it. We love our brains. And thank your eyes. What beautiful sights are you going to see today? And thank your ears. Beautiful sounds will you hear? And maybe the sound of your own breath. And let's thank our noses. Wonderful smells. It's springtime. Roses are really going off. Pretty much everything. I love smelling flowers. And thank your mouth for chewing and digesting food to make energy for your body. Thank you, teeth, and gums, and jaws, salivary glands, tongue. And then smile to your neck and sense it lengthening as you bring your awareness to it. Thank you, neck, for holding up my head all day. As you take another breath, let's thank our lungs. Imagine them white and healthy, clear. And then smile to your heart. Breathe in that blood red color. Your liver is on the right side of your rib cage. Let's breathe the color green, springtime green, color of the wood element. Breathing in youthful energy, flexibility. And then smile to your spleen under your left side. The color is earthy yellow. The spleen digests information in Chinese medicine. Lives right next to the stomach, which digests our food. So as we digest information, we become clear and peaceful. Thank you, digestive organs. Thank you, kidneys, breathing in the color blue. In Chinese medicine, the kidneys are the containers of our life force. Imagine rivers of energy flowing through your body. And let yourself drift for a moment. Gratitude for organs, joints, bones, fluids. We are complex. Deep breath of gratitude for your body. And then bringing your awareness back to the heart mind. Thank you, thoughts. Thank you, emotions. And may they be calm and compassionate. And then smile to your third eye, your spiritual center. I like to imagine I'm smiling to my spirit and being held in an embrace. Thank you, beautiful spirit. And then begin to wiggle toes and fingers, finding the earth and the air on your skin. Maybe a little wiggle coming out of a little meditation for our organs. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. And thank you for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure. And I hope you enjoy all the breath work, the easy stretching, the intention and awareness. And thanks so much. So see you next time. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thanks so much, Jessica.
You're so welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone.